This is 49ers Postgame Live, brought to you by Toyota. That is Matt Mayoko. He is Rod Brooks. I am Carlos Ramirez. There comes a point, Matt, where you just look at a game, watch a game, and say, this team is better. This team doesn't have enough manpower. And even if they did, this team's just better. That's what it felt like today for the Rams and the 49ers.
I'll say specifically, the Rams offense was a heck of a lot better than the 49ers defense. I mean, look at the Rams offense. 31 first downs in this game, and they only had to use 3 downs 9 times. So in other words, they were getting first downs on first down and second down, and they even rarely got to third down. So this was just a clinic, and the 49ers had no answers defensively.
Offense did their job today, but they started in a 21-0 hole. And the Niners as a whole, we know what they're missing. We know how good the Rams are. You have to be on point every step of the way. 3 turnovers, but really 2 turnovers cost the Niners the game. The stop on 4th and 1 in the red zone, and then the turnover by Juwan Jennings. Those turnovers, the penalties, all of that led to the Niners being in a hole, and their offense just simply couldn't dig them out. I mean, the Niners scored 26 points, which is the number of points they scored when they beat the Rams in Week 5.
In overtime.
In overtime.
Yeah, and we saw, I think, two faces, a very Harvey Dent-like offense for the Rams, Matt. The first half was very much Nakua and Devontae Adams, very low 13 personnel. But then the second half, they went tight and heavy, and the 49ers have no answer for that set so far this season.
It just looked like everything the Rams did worked, and the 49ers were always like a step behind, always playing catch-up. The defensive front, I mean, we knew this was going to be an issue with the 49ers, just simply being able to put pressure on the quarterback. They could not do that. And on the back end, you know, the guys are running wide open. And so whatever they tried to do, whether the Rams wanted to play smash-mouth football and hit the 49ers in the face, they did that. If they wanted to spread it out and throw the ball down the field, they were able to do that as well.
You know, we're obviously not having a lot of guys, Bosa, most notably Fred Warner. That doesn't make up for the fact that the Niners missed tackles, way too many of them, and the confusion in coverage was absolutely evident. So, I mean, yes, the Rams are better. The Niners are not in a good position, especially defensively with their injuries. But there were some lapses as far as the way that certain guys played and the way that the defense played that you just can't have if you're trying to pull a major upset. And it would have been a major upset today.
It would have been. Time for more reaction. Let's go live to Levi Stadium with Laura Britt and Jennifer Lee Chan. Ladies?
Yeah, Carlos, this started out as a very lopsided game from the first drive of the game. If you look up and down the stat sheet, the Rams had the advantage in every statistical category. I think right now the defensive injuries, they're catching up to the 49ers. Michael Williams, of course, went out last week. And at this point, it just seems those injuries almost are too much against the #1 passing offense in the NFL.
Absolutely. And when Robert Saleh kind of got fancy in Houston, it was really ineffective. They were a little bit more simple last week, and it worked again this week because Tatum Bethune, D. Winters both injured. They went into their dime package a lot, and it didn't work out very well. I think when Robert Saleh keeps it more simple, it works a little bit better, but I know the injuries to those linebackers really affected the game.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford able to spread the ball around efficiently. He had 4 receiving targets, scored touchdowns today. They ran with a lot of tight ends today, and that was productive for them. Meanwhile, the 49ers limited in the run game today, just 74 yards on the ground. We all know that Kyle Shanahan offense typically utilizes the run game quite a bit, and today just limited to 74 yards.
Yes, and they weren't on the right side of the calls either. Several DPI calls, especially 2 on Juwan Jennings that should have been called, were not called. George Kittle seemed to have been set when that penalty was offsetting. If that was not offsetting penalties, they would have had a first down, not leading to the interception. But, you know, should have, would have, could have. So a lot of opportunities missed here for the 49ers.
I mentioned that stat sheet. That was a glaring statistical difference between the Rams and the 49ers. The Rams with 0 penalties, the 49ers 7 penalties for 45 yards. If you are looking for a positive today, George Kittle able to get more involved in the offense today, and the Cardinals took a beating from the Seahawks. Of course, the 49ers headed to Arizona next week.